morning the precinct met Chief Dana Whitfield. Nobody knew her name. Not because she was unknown in the city, but because the kind of men who run a place like that do not read emails properly. They do not click the links. They do not look at the attachments. They skim the first line, decide what they already believe, and keep walking. That morning, the sky over Southbridge was the color of dirty steel. Rain threatened but never quite committed. The streets shone like they had been rubbed down with oil, and the old brick police headquarters sat there like it had been built to outlast shame. Donna parked 2 blocks away. No motorcade, no escort, no cameras. Just her, a tote bag, a plain dark coat, and a key card that had been activated at midnight. She checked the time on her phone. 5:41 a.m. Early enough that the night shift would still be tired and the day shift would still be lazy. Early enough that the building would show its true face before it put its smile on. She walked towards the front entrance like she belonged there, because she did. The first thing she saw through the glass was the lobby desk. The second thing she saw was the man behind it, slouched in a chair like the chair owed him money. White, late 20s, uniform half done, boots unpolished, one hand in a cardboard bowl of cereal, the other hand scrolling on his phone, thumb moving like it had been trained. He looked up, saw her, and his eyes did that thing. Not interest, not curiosity, assessment. He measured her coat, her tote bag, the way her hair was pulled back neat, the fact she did not have a badge on display. Then he decided who she was. "You're early," he said, chewing. "Cleaning don't start till 6. Donna kept her face calm, not blank, just controlled. "I'm here for the morning briefing," she said. He snorted like she had told him the sky was purple. "Yeah? You and everyone else." He waved his spoon at the corridor. "Use the back entrance. Front is for staff." Donna looked past him into the building. A long corridor, fluorescent lights, old trophy photos on the wall, a framed flag, a framed newspaper clipping about community partnership that looked like it had been printed during a different era of lying. She let one beat of silence sit in the air. Then she said, polite as a bank teller, "Could you print me a visitor badge, please?" The officer laughed again, a short, hard sound. "We don't do visitor badges at this hour." "I'm not a visitor," Dana said. He looked at her properly now, like he was annoyed she had spoken twice. "You are if you ain't got a badge." He leaned back. "Back entrance is round the side. Tell maintenance you're with Metro Clean." Dana nodded slowly. "Your name?" she asked. He stared. "Why?" "So I can put it in my notes," Dana said. "I like to keep notes." Now he sat forward, cereal forgotten. "You writing a complaint?" he said, and his voice sharpened because the word complaint was a threat in his world. Donna smiled slightly. "I write everything down." He stood up like he had been waiting for an excuse to stand. "Listen," he said, stepping out from behind the desk, closing the distance like he owned it. "You can either go round the back, or you can go home." Dana held her tote bag in both hands, calm as a witness. "I'm not going home," she said. The officer's jaw worked, and that's when the first real tell happened. He did not ask her who she was. He did not ask what department she was with. He did not ask for ID. He did not follow any process. He went straight to dominance. He reached for the desk phone. "I'm calling security," he said. "They'll walk you out." Dana nodded like he had just told her the weather. "Please do," she said. He made the call, turning his back to her as if she was already beneath him. Donna slid her phone out of her pocket, screen dark, and tapped record with her thumb. No dramatic gesture, no announcement, just documentation. As the officer spoke into the phone, Dana's eyes moved around the lobby, memorizing. Camera in the corner above the plaque, another camera above the door. A third camera pointed down the corridor. She clocked the angles. She clocked the blind spot by the trophy case. She clocked the fact the corridor camera's little red light was not on. Interesting. The officer hung up and turned back, wearing the kind of smile men wear when they think they have power. "Security's coming," he said. "You can wait right there." Donna stepped to the side, under the camera above the plaque, like she was choosing her spot. She looked at the plaque. Southbridge Police Department, service, integrity, respect. Dana breathed out through her nose just once. Integrity. Respect. Words looked nice when they were mounted to a wall. The door to the corridor opened and a man walked in. Broad-shouldered, gray hair, tactical belt, the kind of body that had been made by years of standing in doorways and deciding who got to pass. He looked at Dana, looked at the desk officer, looked back. "What's this?" he said. "She's refusing to use the back entrance," the desk officer said quickly. "Says she's here for briefing." The security guard looked Dana up and down, and Donna could feel the same assessment, but his eyes held something else too. Weariness. He had seen this before. Donna met his gaze. "I'm here for the morning briefing," she repeated. "I don't require an escort." The desk officer laughed again, louder now because he had an audience. "See?" he said to security. "Told you." The security guard hesitated because he was reading the room wrong. He thought this was a simple removal. Then a door opened from deeper in the building, and a voice called out, "Pike!" Dana turned slightly. A tall white man in uniform walked into the lobby. Mid-40s, sergeant stripes, clean haircut, a face carved from confidence and irritation. He carried himself like the building was his, even though it wasn't. This was Sergeant Brent Haskins. Dana had seen his file. She had read his commendations, his complaints, his unfounded findings, the pattern that kept repeating like a heartbeat. Haskins looked at Dana and stopped. He did not look confused. He looked offended. "What's she doing here?" he said, as if Donna was a mess someone had tracked in on their boots. The desk officer, Pike, puffed up. "She's trying to come in the front," Pike said. "Says she's here for briefing." Haskins' eyes narrowed. He did not ask Dana her name. He did not ask her business. He turned to the security guard like Dana was furniture. "Get her out," he said. "Back entrance. We've told contractors 100 times. Front is for staff." Dana let him finish. Then she spoke, calm and low. "Sergeant," she said. Haskins snapped his eyes to her, irritated that she had spoken directly to him. "What?" he said. Dana took one step forward, just enough. "Tell me your badge number," she said. Pike actually laughed at that, a sharp bark. Haskins' mouth twisted. "You got a problem," Haskins said. "You can file it during business hours." Dana nodded. "Good," she said. "Because I will." Haskins stepped closer, invading again, voice dropping into a threat without using any illegal words. "Listen," he said, and his breath smelled like coffee and arrogance. "You don't know how this works. You come through the front, you need a badge. You come through the back, you tell maintenance your company. You do not walk into a police station like you own the place." Dana looked him in the eye. "I do," she said. Haskins stared, then scoffed and waved at security. "Walk her out," he said. The security guard shifted his weight, uncertain now. Donna did not move. Instead, she reached into her tote bag, slowly, deliberately, and pulled out a folded piece of paper. Haskins' eyes flicked down, and Donna saw the moment his brain tried to make sense of what it was. Not a mop, not a contract, not a complaint form. A single sheet with a city seal at the top. Haskins swallowed. Donna held it out, not to him but towards the security guard. "Could you read that?" she said gently. The guard took it, eyes scanning. His posture changed, just slightly. A small stiffening, like respect arriving late. He looked up at Dana, then at Haskins. "Sergeant," the guard said carefully, "this says she's appointed." Haskins' face tightened. "Appointed what?" he snapped, because he could feel something slipping. The guard hesitated. Then he read it. "Acting Chief of Police," he said, and his voice came out quieter than before. "Dana Whitfield." The lobby went silent in that sudden, unnatural way, like sound had been turned off. Pike's mouth hung open. Haskins froze for half a second, then snapped into motion, because men like him do not apologize. They perform. He forced a laugh, fake warm. "Chief," he said, and he reached out his hand as if the last minute had been a normal welcome. "Nobody told us you were coming in like this." Donna did not take his hand. She let it hang there. Let the discomfort do its work. Then she said, still calm, "I did not come in like anything. I came in through the front door." Haskins's smile strained. Donna took her phone from her pocket, stopped the recording, and slid it back. No announcement, just a quiet click. Then she looked at Pike. "Officer Pike," she said, using his name like a knife without raising her voice. "You told me to use the back entrance." Pike swallowed, eyes darting. "I didn't know," he said quickly. "I swear, I didn't know." Donna nodded once. "That's the point," she said. Then she walked past them into the corridor like she owned it. Because she did. If you're watching from anywhere in the world right now, drop your city in the comments. And if you're here for dignity, fairness, and real accountability, hit like and subscribe. Then stay with me, because what they tried next was worse than the insult. The briefing room smelled like old coffee and stale pride. Rows of chairs, a whiteboard with last week's targets, a thin blue line sticker on a locker. Someone's laugh from the back corner. Dana stood at the front and waited while the room filled. Officers filed in, some nodding politely, some not looking at her at all, some staring too long. Haskins moved through the room like he was still in charge, barking quiet orders, trying to regain his shape in the space. A captain came in, surprised, flustered, whispered something to Dana. Donna listened, nodded, and turned back to the room. "Morning," she said. A few murmured replies. Donna let the silence sit. Then she spoke in a tone that was not soft, not hard, just certain. "I'm Chief Dana Whitfield," she said. "I start today." Heads lifted, postures adjusted. Dana's eyes moved across the room, landing on Haskins. "I arrived at 5:41, she continued. "I used the front door. I was told to use the back entrance. I was threatened with removal. That happened in this building, by this department, before my first official briefing." A few people shifted uncomfortably. Donna did not raise her voice. She did not insult anyone. She did not call anyone racist. She did not need to. "I'm not here to debate feelings," she said. "I'm here to establish standards, starting now." She gestured to the wall clock. "Body cams on, every contact, every time," she said. "If your equipment fails, you report it immediately and you document it. If I find patterns, I will treat patterns as decisions." The room went quiet again, a different kind of quiet. Donna continued. "Second, public areas are public. There is no back entrance for people you think don't matter." A few eyes flicked to Haskins. Donna watched them flick. "Third," she said, "I will spend my first 30 days listening, not to rumors, to data, to complaints, to video, to reports, to witnesses. If you do your job clean, you have nothing to fear." Then she paused. "And if you don't," she said, "you have 30 days to stop." Haskins forced another smile. "Chief," he said, tone syrupy, "we run a tight ship here. You'll see." Dana looked at him. "I already have," she said. After briefing, Donna did not go to the chief's office. Not yet. She walked the building. She spoke to the front desk clerk and admin, a black woman named Rochelle who had been there 15 years and looked tired of pretending. Donna spoke to the record supervisor, Tasha Monroe, who kept her voice low because low voices survived longer in that building. Dana spoke to the IT tech, a young man named Colin Rivas, whose eyes avoided the sergeant's corridor like it was haunted. Donna spoke to the dispatch supervisor, a woman named Gail, who had perfected neutrality, because neutrality was the only way to stay employed when everyone expected you to pick sides. And Dana kept writing notes, not dramatic, not emotional, sequence, not story. Facts beat manipulation. By midday, Dana had 3 recurring phrases in her notebook. Use the back entrance. Camera was down, unfounded. She asked Colin about the corridor cameras. Colin rubbed the back of his neck like he was trying to erase himself. "They're old," he said. "They go out sometimes." "How often?" Dana asked. Colin hesitated. Donna did not push. She just waited. Colin swallowed. Mostly when there's an incident, he admitted. Donna nodded once like she had expected that answer. Show me the logs, she said. Colin's eyes widened. The logs are restricted, he said carefully. Dana did not blink. By who? She asked. Colin's mouth tightened. He didn't say Haskins' name. He didn't have to. That afternoon, Dana held a small meeting in her temporary office, which for now was just a spare interview room with a table and 2 chairs. Tasha from Records sat across from her, hands folded, eyes alert. Donna laid out printed charts, stops by officer, complaints by officer, use of force reports by officer, body cam failures by officer. Tasha stared at the numbers. You've been watching, she said quietly. I've been reading, Dana corrected. Tasha's lips pressed together. They're going to hate you, she said. Dana nodded. I don't need them to like me, she said. I need them to obey the law. Tasha looked down, then up again, and you could see the internal calculation. How much danger was truth worth? There's a corridor, Tasha said finally, near booking, past the trophy case. That's where things happen that don't get written down. Donna's eyes stayed steady. What things? She asked. Tasha's throat worked. Threats, she said. Pressure. People get told to sign statements. People get told to stop complaining. Dana leaned forward slightly. And the cameras, she said. Tasha let out a small bitter laugh. Camera always seems to be down, she said. Dana nodded. That evening, Dana drove to a small community center on the east side. No media, no entourage. Just her and one plainclothes lieutenant she trusted, a quiet man named Marcus Llewellyn, who had been recommended by someone Dana trusted at City Hall. Inside the center, the lights were harsh and the chairs were plastic and the air smelled like disinfectant and old coffee. A few local leaders sat in a circle, a pastor, a youth coach, a woman who ran a domestic violence hotline, a retired teacher. They stared at Dana like they didn't know whether to hope. Donna spoke first. I'm not here to ask you to trust me, she said. I'm here to ask you to tell me what you've been afraid to tell. The youth coach, Malik Briggs, leaned forward. You want the truth, he said. Start with that hallway. Dana's stomach tightened. Malik's voice was calm, but you could hear something under it, like anger that had been forced to behave. They took my cousin in there, Malik said. He came out different, not hurt enough to prove anything, just scared, like he'd seen how small he was in their world. Donna nodded slowly. Did he file a complaint? She asked. Malik laughed, humorless. He tried, he said. They told him the camera was down. Then they told him his record would get worse if he kept talking. Donna wrote the name down. What was his name? Donna asked. Malik said it. Donna repeated it back to confirm, then wrote it again. Sequence, not story. After the meeting, Marcus drove them back to headquarters. Night had settled in. Rain had finally committed. The streets were slick. Donna stared out of the window and thought about the corridor camera light not being on. She thought about Haskins' eyes. She thought about the way Pike had called security without asking her name. Not ignorance. Habit. The next morning, Dana arrived again at 5:41. Same coat, same tote bag, same front entrance. This time, the lobby desk was staffed by a different officer. He looked up, saw her, and stiffened. He recognized her. Chief, he said quickly, standing. Donna nodded. Morning, she said. Where's Pike? The officer hesitated. Called in sick, he said. Donna held her gaze steady. Of course he did. Donna walked down the corridor towards booking, past the trophy case. She stopped at the spot where the corridor camera should have been blinking. Still no red light. She looked up at it, then down at the floor. A faint line of scuff marks, as if someone's shoes had been dragged there more than once. Donna turned and walked into booking. A detainee sat on a bench, wrists cuffed, eyes wide. 2 officers stood nearby. One was Haskins' guy, Officer Reed Klein, a thick-necked man with a grin that never reached his eyes. Klein looked Donna up and down, and you could see him trying to decide how to behave. Donna looked at the detainee. "What's your name?" she asked. The detainee swallowed. "Jesse," he said. Donna nodded. "Jesse, has anyone read you your rights?" she asked. Klein spoke before Jesse could. "We got it," Klein said. "He's fine." Dana's eyes did not move from Jesse. "Have they?" she asked again. Jesse shook his head. Donna turned her head slowly to Klein. "Step back," she said. Klein blinked, then smirked. "With respect, Chief, you're in booking. This isn't a classroom." Dana nodded. "No," she said, "it's a liability." Klein's smirk faded a fraction. Donna held the stare. Klein stepped back. Donna looked at Marcus. "Document," she said. Marcus nodded, pulling out a small notebook. Donna then did something that made people like Haskins nervous. She corrected the process in real time, calmly, in front of witnesses. By the end of the week, the precinct hated her. Not because she was loud, because she was consistent. And consistency is a threat to people who live by exception. Haskins tried to reframe it as disrespect. He told the guys in the locker room that Donna was making everyone jump through hoops. He told the union rep that Donna was targeting good cops. He smiled to her face and called her chief like it tasted bad. And behind the scenes, he started moving pieces. Dana knew because the building changed around her. The jokes stopped when she entered rooms. The hallway got quieter when she walked through. The front desk started treating every visitor like a suspect. And Colin from IT started avoiding her eyes again. On Friday afternoon, Colin knocked on her door, pale. Donna looked up. "Come in," she said. Colin stepped inside, shut the door behind him, and stood like he wanted to disappear. "Chief," he said, "someone asked me to pull footage." Donna's stomach tightened. "Who?" she asked. Colin hesitated. Donna waited. "Haskins," Colin said quietly. "What footage?" Donna asked. Colin swallowed. "Hallway camera," he said, "last Tuesday between 5:30 and 6 p.m. Donna's face stayed calm, but inside something clicked. Last Tuesday was the day Malik's cousin had been in booking. Donna leaned back slightly. "What did you say?" she asked. Colin's hands shook. "I said it was archived," he said. "He told me to unarchive it." Donna nodded. "And," she said. Colin's voice dropped. He said, "Use the back entrance," when Colin said, like it was a joke, like it was code. Dana sat very still. There it was, the phrase again, not just an insult, a signal. Donna stood. "Colin," she said, "did you pull it?" Colin shook his head fast. "No," he said. "I didn't. I swear." Donna nodded. "I believe you," she said. "Now listen carefully. You're going to do exactly what I say, and you're going to do it quietly." Colin nodded like he was about to cry. Dana called Marcus and Tasha into the room. Then, she made one call to City Hall. Not to ask permission, to establish a line of accountability outside the building. By Monday, Dana had a plan. She did not confront Haskins. She did not accuse him. Accusations give people time to destroy evidence. Dana set a trap. She announced in writing that the corridor cameras were being upgraded. She announced that IT would be doing maintenance checks. She announced that no footage would be deleted without her approval. And then she did something else. Quietly. She had an independent camera installed, hidden in a smoke detector casing near the trophy case, with a direct upload to a secure city server. No precinct access, no Colin access, no Haskins access, only Dana and city IT. Then she waited. 2 days later, it happened. A young black man was brought in, not for anything serious, just a minor charge, public disturbance. His name was Andre Wilcox. He was 20. He looked like someone's little brother. He looked frightened, but trying not to show it. Klein and another officer escorted him down the corridor past the trophy case. Donna watched from a corner, unseen. Haskins walked behind them, hands behind his back like a teacher supervising. As they reached the blind spot, Haskins leaned in close to Andre's ear. Andre flinched. Klein laughed. They stepped into the corridor where the official camera sat, dead. And that's when Haskins did the thing Dana had been waiting for. He reached up and tapped the official corridor camera housing hard, twice, like a knock, like a signal. Then he turned his head slightly and said, "Low." "Back entrance." Andre's eyes widened. He tried to pull away. Klein shoved him, not enough to bruise, just enough to communicate. Andre stumbled, caught himself, eyes darting around for help that wasn't coming. Donna's jaw tightened. Marcus's hand hovered near his phone. Donna held up a finger. Not yet. Because this was not just about cruelty. It was about proving a system. They brought Andre into an interview room. The door closed. Dana moved quickly down the corridor, not towards them, but towards Colin's office. Colin looked up, startled, and then saw Dana's face. "Now," Donna said. "Pull the corridor camera status logs for the last 30 minutes. Print them. Do not email. Print." Colin nodded, hands moving fast. Dana walked straight to booking. She did not burst in like a hero. She walked in like a chief doing an inspection. Klein looked up, startled. Haskins stepped out of the interview room, wearing that fake smile again. "Chief," he said, "didn't expect you down here." Donna looked past him at the closed door. "What's happening?" she asked. "Interview," Haskins said smoothly. "Routine," Dana nodded. "Open the door," she said. Haskins's smile tightened. "With respect," he began. Donna cut him off, still calm. "Open," she said. Haskins held her stare for one beat too long. Then he opened the door. Andre sat in the chair, breathing hard, eyes glassy like he was forcing himself not to cry. Klein stood behind him, too close. Donna looked at Andre. "Andre," she said gently, "has anyone threatened you?" Andre's eyes flicked to Haskins, then back to Dana. He hesitated because fear is taught. Donna kept her voice steady. "You're safe right now," she said. "Answer me." Andre swallowed. "Yes," he whispered. Haskins laughed, a small, dismissive sound. "He's lying," Haskins said. "They always say that." Donna turned her head slowly to him. "Always," she repeated. That one word hung in the air like a light switching on. Dana looked back at Andre. "Who threatened you?" she asked. Andre's voice shook. He said, "If I keep talking," Andre said, "I'll go out the back and nobody will care." Donna nodded. "Thank you," she said, and her voice stayed soft. "That's enough." She turned to Marcus. "Get Andre medical," she said. "Full assessment. Document everything." Haskins's smile vanished. "This is ridiculous," he said. "Chief, you're making a scene." Dana looked at him. "No," she said. "You did." Then she did the other thing that makes liars panic. She asked for the video. "In this building," Donna said, "we document. Bring me the corridor footage from the last hour." Haskins's eyes flicked towards the dead corridor camera without thinking. A tiny mistake. But Donna caught it. Klein tried to speak. "The camera was down," he said quickly. Donna nodded. "Interesting," she said, "because Colin just printed the logs." Colin appeared in the doorway behind her, holding paper, hands shaking. Donna took the pages, glanced once. Then she looked back at Haskins. "The camera wasn't down," Dana said. "It was disabled manually at 5:47 p.m. for exactly 7 minutes. Silence. Klein's face drained. Haskins' nostrils flared. Donna held up the paper. "Who has access to disable it?" she asked. Haskins opened his mouth, then closed it. Because any answer was a confession. Dana nodded slowly. "Good," she said. "We're done talking. If you've watched this far, tell me this in the comments. Would you have stayed quiet in Andre's position to get home, or would you have reported it even if you thought nothing would change?" That night, Dana did not go home. She sat in her office and watched the independent camera footage. The hidden smoke detector camera captured everything Haskins thought was invisible. The shove, the signal knock, the phrase, the fear on Andre's face, and something else. A second figure stepping into frame at the edge of the corridor. Not in full uniform. A man in a suit, not an officer. City administration. He passed by, looked directly at Haskins, and nodded. like they were aligned. Dana rewound it, watched again. The suited man's face was partially obscured, but Dana recognized the posture, recognized the confidence, recognized the way he carried himself in a building that was not his. Deputy Commissioner Alan Crew, a name from City Hall, a name that had been attached quietly to community initiatives that never seemed to improve anything. Donna's heart beat once, hard. So it wasn't just precinct rot, it was protected rot. Donna made 3 calls, one to the ADA, Priya Desai, who had a reputation for not taking dirty cases, one to Internal Affairs, but not local IA, state level, and one to the city's Independent Oversight Office, because this was bigger than one arrest. By dawn, warrants were being drafted. By noon, Haskins was acting like nothing happened. He strutted through the precinct, laughing too loud. He bumped shoulders with rookies like a bully in a hallway. He called Donna Chief with perfect politeness, because politeness was camouflage. Donna watched him like a hunter watches an animal that doesn't know the woods have changed. On Wednesday morning, state investigators walked into the precinct, not in a dramatic rush, in plain clothes, clipboards, court orders. Haskins's smile froze in place when he saw them. Dinah stood at the front of the lobby, the same spot where Pike had tried to have her removed. Service, integrity, respect. The state lead, Agent Marlowe, nodded to Dana. "Chief," he said, "we're ready." Donna looked at Haskins. "Sergeant Brent Haskins," she said, voice level. "Step forward." Haskins laughed, trying to make it seem like a misunderstanding. "This is insane," he said. "Chief, you sure you want to do this in front of everyone?" Donna nodded. "Yes," she said. "I do." Agent Marlowe read the warrant. Interference with civil rights, tampering with evidence, intimidation of a detainee, unauthorized disabling of surveillance systems. Haskins's face changed as each charge landed. He looked around for allies. Klein avoided his eyes. Pike wasn't even there. The captain stared at the floor, realizing what his silence had been protecting. Haskins tried one last move. He pointed at Donna. "You don't understand this job," he said. "You're going to get someone killed." Donna stepped closer, not angry, just clear. "No," she said. "You've been getting people hurt and hiding it." The cuffs went on, not dramatic, just final. Haskins' wrists were pulled behind him, and for the first time in that building, he looked small. Klein shifted, then tried to step back, but Agent Marlowe's team moved like they had rehearsed. Klein was detained too, 2 others. A dispatch supervisor was walked out, an evidence clerk. It wasn't a purge, it was a pattern being lifted into the light. Donna watched them go. Then she turned to the room, full of officers who suddenly remembered how to stand straight. She spoke quietly. "This is what accountability looks like," she said. "Not a speech, a process." She pointed at the front doors. "And this," she said, "is still the front entrance." Later that afternoon, Dana sat with Andre and Malik at the community center. Andre had a bruise on his shoulder. Not severe. But the point was not the bruise. The point was what they felt entitled to do. Dana slid a piece of paper across the table. A direct contact number for the oversight office. A written complaint form. A list of rights. Malik stared at it, then at Dana. "You really going to change it?" Malik asked. Donna nodded. "I'm going to build it so it can't go back," she said. "That's the difference. Villains collapse, then the story ends. But real justice is what gets built after the collapse." Over the next month, Dana did not chase praise. She chased systems, automatic body cam uploads, randomized audits, independent corridor camera storage, public quarterly stop data reports, a policy that any detainee interview had to be within recorded coverage, or it did not happen. Tasha was promoted. Colin was protected, transferred under city IT for 6 months so nobody could lean on him. Rochelle at admin was given authority to escalate complaints directly to oversight. The precinct hated it. Then they got used to it. Then some of them started to feel safer too. Because the truth is, corruption does not just hurt the public. It poisons everyone trapped in the building. On the day Dana held her first press conference, she stood outside headquarters with rain falling lightly. She did not smile. She did not posture. She spoke like a woman reading a report. "Southbridge deserves policing that is lawful, professional, and equal," she said. "We are implementing new accountability measures effective immediately. This is not anti-police. This is pro-law." Reporters shouted questions. Dana answered only what was factual. Sequence, not story. Facts beat manipulation. That night, Dana returned to her office and sat alone. The building was quiet in the way buildings get quiet when they know they've been exposed. Marcus knocked and stepped in. "You did it," he said. Dana stared at the wall for a long moment. "We started it," she corrected. Marcus nodded, then he hesitated. "Chief," he said, "there's something you should see." He handed her a small evidence bag. Inside was a thumb drive. Dana frowned. "Where did this come from?" she asked. Marcus lowered his voice. "Found in Haskins' desk," he said, "hidden behind a false panel." Dana held the drive like it weighed more than plastic. "What's on it?" she asked. Marcus shook his head. "City IT tried to open it," he said. "It's encrypted, but the label on the bag was already there when we found it." Dana looked at the label. "Hallway CCTV backup. Do not log." Dana's eyes narrowed. She plugged the drive into her secure laptop. A prompt appeared. "Password required." Dana sat back thinking. Then she remembered something. The phrase Haskins had used like code. Back entrance. Dana typed it in. The drive unlocked. A folder opened. Footage, dates, times, clips. And then Dana saw one file that made her blood run cold. A clip dated 3 months ago. The corridor, the trophy case, the blind spot, and Deputy Commissioner Alan Crew stepping into frame, speaking to Haskins, close enough that it was intimate, no audio. But the body language was clear. Crew wasn't warning him. Crew was instructing him. Dana's phone buzzed. A blocked number. She answered. A voice, low and distorted. "You think you won," the voice said. "You just took the loud ones off the street." Dana's face stayed calm. "Who is this?" she asked. The voice laughed softly. "Check your hallway camera tomorrow," it said. "See if it's still there." The call ended. Dana stared at the dark screen of her phone. Then she looked up at the corner of her office ceiling, at the small camera dome. The red light blinked. For now. Dana stood, walked to the window, and looked out at the wet street. Her reflection stared back at her, steady. She whispered, not in fear, but in clarity. "So it's higher," she said. And in the quiet, the building answered with its old familiar lie. "Everything is fine." Dana turned away from the window and picked up her notebook. Because the lesson was already forming, the one your viewers need to hear at the end, the thing that makes the story land. Dignity is not a feeling, it's a system. And if the system is clean, lies cannot breathe. If you want part 2, the next story is not more racism. It's the cover-up climbs, Crew City Hall, a missing segment of hallway CCTV that someone is still controlling. And now, Dana knows exactly where to aim.